Hello, everyone. Today I'm over here. Today we're gonna go over just cutting an onion. Um, a lot of people ask me, "Do I cry?" Don't forget to subscribe. I'll cry if you don't subscribe. Um, do I cry when I cut onions? Sometimes. I think it depends on the onion. What we used to do at Subway when we used to have to always slice onions, we would put the onions in a big white clean bucket, of course, into the refrigerator, and we would put them in there overnight. And in the morning, we would cut them, take out the skin, and all that, and run them through the slicers. Um, and that's how we did it. Now, there's different ways to cut the onion. You may want to cut the onion. You may want to dice it for like hot dogs or put it in a soup or something like that. Or you may want to cut into rings. Why would we cut it in rings, you ask? We would cut it into rings because we want to make onion rings, or we want to put them on a burger. Now this, right now I have the camera pointing down, so I have no idea how long this video will be. I think we're about a minute in right now. So you can dice it, you can do whatever. There's really no right way or wrong way to cut the onion. Some people will cut the onion with the skin on, slice, whatever. And other people will take the skin off, cut it. I like to usually take the skin off first because there's many layers. Because if you don't and you chop it with this on, or you make rings with it, then you got to peel it off. Peel an onion. You're going to peel back the layers of the onion. You got to take that all off of there. And you might have little pieces, and they'll have some skin on little pieces. And you've probably gotten that before. Maybe you get a hot dog or something where they actually chop and dice the produce. You might have gotten one that had some of the skin on there. Some tips for not crying. One I just gave you was to put them in the refrigerator overnight. I don't know why that helps. Some people wear glasses. I know some prep cooks I've seen. I don't know if that's because maybe they cut lemons, or they get juices in the eyes or whatever. But they have like a little see-through shield, similar to what people were wearing during COVID. I was on film and I had to wear gloves, mask, and gloves, the regular mask, and the big shield on top as well. And we had to sit at separate tables, and that was a big mess. COVID was a mess and still is. Some people will put a piece of bread between their teeth or a toothpick between their teeth. I think what happens when we cut the onion and we get a feeling of burning in our eyes, maybe it makes us kind of close up, clench down, or whatever. So I'm going to cut it this way. This is not the only way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the skin. Now, first of all, I do not have a good knife. Now this right here, I probably cut a little bit deep. I could take that and use it. So what I'll do is, since I'm going to do two different things with this, I'm going to cut it into rings, but also cut this off here. I usually do this. A lot of people don't do this; just throw the stem away. But maybe they're richer than I am. So I usually will do is when I cut off the tips. One is called the stem. I can't remember what the other one's called. The stem and you can't say the A word end, the rear end of the onion. But this little bit right here, something's very flavorful too right here. So not only but it's really hard to get the skin off of there. If you were going to skin the onion prior to cutting the onion, you would still have to take that off. So I'll just make it like that. Then I'll take all of this. I do have a little garden area, so I will throw this out there in a compost type manner. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took that piece off, and then we'll just cut this end on. This way, you're really careful to take this part off. Sometimes I will not take this part off because I'm going to use the onion. I'm not going to use that much onion, but I'll dice this little piece up right there, and pull the trash can a little closer. Okay, now let's go and just quickly dice this. And do I have good knife skills? No, not really. Do I have a good knife? Not really. Have I worked in the prepping of vegetables? Yes. I worked as a prep cook for a little while I was in college. Most of my cooking that I know came from the fast food industry, or maybe pizza, which is kind of fast food as well. But here you want to cut this piece off too. Now this does get some slippage, so you be really careful when you do this part. Sometimes that will slip. And same thing, if I want to use this, I can. But let's see what it looks like. This is just skin. And like I said before, most people would probably not, yes, there's really not that much there. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and just take that off there too. But yeah, so here's what I was talking about. If I was to not take the skin off before I was to use the onion, and I'd have to, and I do dice it, then I'd have to go and pull it all off after it's cut. And that's kind of how, so I was throw it away. So, yeah, so dice the other part that came off. So now we have it like this. There's a little bit of that left. Now, to cut into rings, I'm doing a kind of a combination. If you're going to cut into rings, you may want to do this. You may want to cut a little bit off on the end there, and so it'll stand there. So you see it doesn't slide all around. Otherwise, the onion, it's round, it's going to slide. That's actually good. Yeah, onions are not that expensive. White onions are cheaper generally, or brown onions, or what do they call them? White onions, brown. But anyway, they're a little bit cheaper than this onion. I think at this point I'll go ahead and just peel this off. Now some people will peel off more than just the outside skin. They'll peel it down further. As you can see, I do have some usable onion here. I can peel this off too if I want to use that for dicing, which I'll probably, to save time on the video, I won't dice everything up. I was going to put this over here to with a little bit of skin. I'm not crying right now, and I did not store this onion. So some onions, I don't know if it has to do with the age of the onion, or how flavorful or whatever, how that works. But see, if you cut like a little notch, it'll keep it still. Now, will these be perfect rings? No, I don't have a perfect knife. I'm not a perfect cutter of produce, so it'll definitely not be perfect. I'll get a bag to put this in. We're done. But yeah, so you just hold it like this, and then you just cut, and it makes rings. So there it is. It's ringed. This part can come out, and this can go onto a burger. That's what I'm using it for today. I'm gonna put on burger. Now, if I want to make this for onion rings, as in breaded onion rings, which I guess I could do as a diabetic. I don't really know how it would go, but see, this little stem part here just pops right out. There's a little center, and you got rings. And that's really all there is to it. Now, does it have to be perfect? No, because we're not making this for anyone but ourselves. We are just making it for something that tastes yummy. And I'll go and peel that, like I said before. So I'm going to finish this up with rings, make burgers, and then this right here, I'm not going to use all this on a burger. That'd be a mess. But so that little notch I cut now, that's very dangerous. The little notch I cut might not have been enough. I might have to go back in there and cut a little bit more off. And that does, now people say, well, I don't want to cut a notch because then I'm not going to get a perfect ring. And that is true. It's gonna have a little notch in there. So that is true. It will not be perfect. And then different thickness here. See, these come out really good, like that, kind of thick. But anyway, this is how I cut onions. You may cut onions differently, and then that's perfectly fine. And we cut onions for different reasons. So like I said, if you want to cut them for dicing, that'd be like this. This is more like for like on a burger or an onion ring, that kind of thing. But that's really all there is to it. I don't want to get onion in my eye, but maybe I will turn this up here. Whoop. And there we go. We have onions cut in different ways. Dicing, saving the outside. Now, like I said, you could throw away this part. See my eyes? I'm not crying. Also, if you do cut onions and stuff, a lot of times if you ever had a problem with mice or whatever, and you cut onions, a lot of times that will also help control the mice population that might be running around. Different weather types, mice do come in. A lot of people are ashamed to have mice, but it's kind of a natural thing. If there's a hole, or if you, maybe now I got a little bit, but if you're, probably off my hands, if you take in the groceries, a mouse might run in, so you might get some mice. Anyway, this will probably be out on, let's see, probably Thursday, how to cut an onion. Don't forget, please subscribe, like, share, and we have that contest going. The contest is now going, so take a look at that as well. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Cut yourself an onion. Take care.